What's going on, ladies? This one's for y'all. Today we're going to talk about one of the most popular fragrances worn by women and men, but this one is the women's version. And so I know you guys would like my input on this because I think I can provide some great options for you and ways to think through whether or not this fragrance is for you. Strap up. All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the evening. Today, from the house of Dolce and Gabbana, we have light blue. This one's Pour Femme, Eau de Toilette. Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue is one of the most sold designer fragrances out there. Every man and every woman has Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. This one's for the ladies, and it is a casual and breezy, sparkling, fruity floral scent that evokes the spirit of a Sicilian summer. Mouth-watering and fresh notes of lime and cedar, bringing the image of South Woods on the seashore. Southwoods on the seashore. You ever heard that Sally sold seashells joint? A very popular summer fragrance launched in 2001, so 25 years ago. Wow. And it still stands the test of time today. I see this constantly get purchased. And I've always been interested to try the women's because the men's is great, but it sucks in performance. So I always recommend the Eau Intense version of it if you do, or skip it all together and go to Dolce & Gabbana forever. But let's see what this one is hitting for. 2 sprays to the hand, about 100 sprays to the test strip. We're going to let that sit down for a little bit, read you guys some typical suspects. Again, this is an Eau de Toilette for women. Rated 3.86 out of 5 with 35,000 votes. Wow. Talk about a sample size. Made by the famous Olivier Cresp. And it's not a 4 and it's not a 4.2 or anything like that. So it's mass appeal. Everyone seems to be buying it, but they're not that blown away by it. So it seems like just a really nice utility fragrance. It's not the most groundbreaking smell, but it seems to be a very practical smell that, despite its 3.8 rating, is still being purchased a lot. And I can see why, to be quite honest. Floral, fresh, clean, almost watery, almost like a lemon lime water with some flower petals in it. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. The lemon is very nice. It's one of the nicest treatments of lemon I've smelled. You know, honestly, the women's smells better than the men's. I'm not going to hold you. At least on the OG Toilette. I don't know about the Eau Intense versions, but I would wear the women's before the men's. I would wear Eau Intense before this, though. That's for dang sure. Let's go ahead and switch screens real quick. It is mouth-watering. I'm interested to see the performance on this because this has a beautiful opening. I can tell that the reason this sells is straight up and down the opening. It's a mouth-watering, juicy citrus, floral, atmospheric beauty of a scent in the opening. Yeah, and it just has a timeless, modern youthfulness to it. Lemon, apple, cedar, bellflower, bamboo, jasmine, white rose, cedar, musk, amber. I get a lot of these florals. And then that apple and lemon is just, it's slightly unique because it's not your typical cheap lemon. And with that little apple twist to it, giving it that tart sweetness. But it's soft. It's so soft. In fact, it's fainting away on the test strip. On skin, man, it goes to a 1-footer quick, guys. I bet you this is the same thing as the OG for the men, the Pour Homme. It's got to be a skin scent right away. But you know what? I'm not mad at it. Moderate performance and sillage, but a good dose of votes here for weak sillage and weak longevity. But majority by about 6-3 is going to be moderate sillage. This is a scent bubble scent. This isn't, don't really think of it in terms of sillage. Longevity, I think you'd be lucky to get 3 solid hours out of this. I want to see people's, anybody mention performance? Wow, I have never hated a perfume so immediately. Sabrina, wow, that's harsh. I don't really trust somebody that looks like that, you know, putting your hand on your head, just not interested at all. Let's see. Not super special. I don't get any strong emotions about this scent, but neither any complaints either. Very easy to wear, smells good on both skin and clothes. I usually use parfum on the skin, so this is important to me, and it works in almost any context. I couldn't agree more. No real complaints about performance here. It's just the same citrusy, watery, bland summer scent. If you want to smell like a chlorine pool that's been mopped with a lemon floor cleaner, go ahead. That's harsh. I think it's definitely the sweeter floral character to it. This isn't, you know, a swimming pool mopped with lemon is Mano Fresh. This is not that. Smells like cleaning products. I can get that, but a very natural one. And I think there's something to be said about the utility of that. Like the reason they put citrus in cleaning products and have clean, fresh citric stuff is because you guys love it. You know, it ain't the cleaning product's fault. I'm sure they'd love to just leave the flavoring out of it so they can, you know, charge you the same amount of money for the utility of it. But yeah, this is very faint. This skin scents very quickly, but man, that opening is special. I could tell the opening is why this sells. But the performance, man, I mean, ladies, I wouldn't even count. On an eau de toilette, man, I would ramp up. Do they sell this in a Eau Intense like they do for the men? Eau Intense Pour Homme. Here we go. Yeah, ladies, this one might be your speed. This one right here, they do have it in an Eau Intense. And this has a 4.14 out of 5 with 5,200 votes. So people who wind up getting smart and want to love this DNA move on to the Eau Intense. So that's what I'm recommending for sure. And I bet you even with the Eau Intense, you might only get 4 or 5 hours with that little extra oomph. Very similar to the OG, exquisite. Bought this one for high hopes for longevity. The OG doesn't last more than 30 minutes on my skin and clothes. This one lasts longer, but still not a scent that will last through the day. I told you. I told you guys. Somebody said the longevity is great. I'm sure anything feels great after trying the OG. But yeah, if you can get your hands on this one, I could see this one selling out all the time for sure. And ladies, I'm going to struggle to give you some alternatives, so let me just go to the brass tacks here. Spring, summer, year-round, elements would destroy this. Indoors, if possible, to maximize longevity. Ladies, you definitely... Here's a great tip. Get some sort of a vanillic-based lotion or oil and put that on before you put the perfume, because that will allow this to carry. You might even get more of a creamsicle vibe, but that's okay. Definitely, even coconut. Coconut with this would go great, like a coconut lotion like I have, shea butter, anything vanillic. Try and get as much carry as possible. Be conscious of your hygiene products, you know, your shampoos, your conditioners, your body soaps, what you're lathering yourself up with. Use your shower products and your lotions or your oils alongside this fragrance and try to get the Eau Intense instead of the OG to maximize and get maybe more of a 4 or 5 hour experience out of this. But it's so easy to wear. 4 seasons, you'll make this is super casual, but it doesn't feel young. It does feel young, but it doesn't feel juvenile from a perfumery standpoint. It's a solid, robust scent. It just lacks the performance. So build it up, help it, guide it, and it will be a great everyday utility for you. That's just dumb reach. As a scent, not judging the performance, just as a scent, I'm going to give it a 8, but a very strong 8. If I was decimaling, I would push it above 8.5. But incorporating the performance and all that, I'm giving the OG Eau de Toilette, which is what we're evaluating, a 7. And I'm sure that with the O Intense, it brings it to an 8. But anyways, this was Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Pour Femme Eau de Toilette. And I'm curious, ladies, if you've pivoted off the Eau de Toilette, because I'm sure all of you have owned it at a certain point, what was the fragrance you moved on to that gave you this feel but gave you the performance and projection? Or do you still rock this OG to this day? And if so, do you add anything in the mix to get the performance out of it? That's what I'm really curious about. Because with sprays on this, I'm going eternal. I'm doing 15, 20 sprays. I'm coating the whole body. And I actually prefer this over the men's so far from my evaluation. Yeah, and this is super casual. But again, it's not playful. It is playful. It is playful, man. You know, when you see a group of teenagers or college kids riding their bikes, like in San Francisco, up a hill or down the hill, and you see the sunset in the background, that's what this smells like, you know, and they're riding off into the sunset after they've had a pool party and drinks all day kind of thing. And, yeah, it's just summer days, you know? But with that being said, did I leave anything out? Alternatives to this, there's going to be so many, but you know, just get the O Intense if you can and call it a day. Again, I'm not as experienced with recommending alternatives on the women's side of the fence. I'm just giving you guys my evaluation of the fragrance. It seems like people that like this also like the Chanel Chance line, the YSL Libre, the Narciso Rodriguez for her, the Coco Chanel. Are there any alternatives? Cheap and Chic from Moschino, Summer Vibes from Dolce & Gabbana, Tag for her, Juliet Has a Gun, Moscow Mule. I mean, I think you really have a lot of options here. Atelier Cologne, Love Osmanthus, but that fragrance doesn't last at all. Anyways, that's all for me, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. I'm going to throw 2 videos up because I got to go, but feel free to stay and watch the content. Love you guys to death. I really appreciate you and hope you got some value out of this review. Ladies, let me know what you want me to review next, and I will consistently provide value to this community, including our beautiful women out there. Take care, guys. Love y'all.